Hornets and the Sixers next.
To the bad news is their first round opponent was the Lakers, and they look like they want to make it 4 in a row.
Allen Iverson hearing it from the crowd. Allen averaging better than 27 a game, third of the NBA behind Tracy McGrady and Kobe Bryant. For more on Allen Iverson, let's check in with Cheryl Miller.
For more of Allen Iverson has certainly had his fair share of distractions off the court. Just recently, a close friend of his was shot in the leg while coming out of a nightclub that he was at. Well, this is what Allen had to say about all his distractions.
If you look at my career, it's always some type of off-court distraction, dealing with me. So I don't look at it like it's a positive thing, but I turn it into a positive because I'm used to it and I know how to deal with it now.
And Marv, the one thing I know about Allen Iverson, you can talk about the distractions, the injuries, the bumps and bruises, but when it comes to the playoffs, he's focused and he always takes it to a different level.
All right, Cheryl. Allen Iverson led the NBA in minutes played, 43 a game. And as you mentioned, Czar played in all 82 games this season for the very first time.
He said it was somewhat of a challenge to himself. He said, I hear all the time about these players that play the entire season. I had not done it. He said, I just was lucky I didn't have any severe injuries. The worst ones, he said, I just played through because I wanted to try and get it done, playing all 82 games.
The officials, Dick Pavetta, Bob Delaney, and David Jones. They have to wait for the debris to clear following the introductions. It's a 76er team that began the season at 15-4. They lost 20 of the next 30 games. Things looked on the bleak side, but following the All-Star break, they flourished. They won 15 of 17. They went 48 and 34, but they did finish the regular season losing 5 of their last 8 games. The Sixers, the number 4 seed in the East, and the Hornets, the number 5 seed, as they finish at 47 and 35.
This very easily could be the Eastern Conference Finals. If these two teams were not meeting here in the first round in this bracket, it would not surprise me one bit if they both made it to the Eastern Conference Finals.
And Iverson being played here at the start by Wesley. Here's Keith Van Horn open for 3. Kept alive by Snow. And he so has had a solid season and has played well in the 3 games against the Hornets. Iverson opens up with the jumper.
James Mark, like all the big scoring stars in the league, have taken this first game to show that they can really put numbers up on the board. Tracy McGrady today, Kobe Bryant this afternoon going for big numbers. Paul Pierce going for big numbers for Boston.
And Jamal McGraw gets inside. In fact, that was a concern of Larry Brown, with Allen Iverson well aware that some of his contemporaries are putting up those kind of numbers that he might come out firing. He has been much better at distributing the basketball and getting other people involved. And here is Iverson.
Well, like Larry Brown said, we seem to play our best games when Allen comes out in the first couple of minutes and starts moving the basketball, but I think he'll take those first 2 shots to get him off to a quick start.
Davis being played by Snow. Coleman defending on McClure, and a foul.
Across the floor, get that defender trailing. Iverson going left to right that time, hits the first jumper.
And Stern not able to hit on his first attempt, kept alive by Brown. Davis. And here's David Wesley for 3. And Horn able to get to the rebound. And then Horn for 3. Pete Van Horn, after sitting out for 6 games, returned for that 15-minute appearance in the final regular season game this past Wednesday against the Wizards. He is not 100%. Iverson with the steal. Iverson slowed it down, trying to call the foul. And Allen Iverson with all 6 Philadelphia calls.
Well, you see all the things happening that New Orleans felt they had to avoid. They wanted to run their half-court offense, execute it, take their time, because the Sixers could not get out into the fast break situation. You've seen steals, you've seen turnovers, and you've seen second shots, all by the Sixers.
P.J. Brown. P.J. Brown, one of the more valuable players on the Hornets. 10th season out of Louisiana Tech, and will be a sought-after free agent following this season.
Probably the biggest decision that the Hornets have to make at the end of this year. What to do with P.J. Brown. He's in that $7 million category. Eric Snow with the little floater as he comes inside the foul line. Going back to P.J., he's in the $7 million category. He's a 34-year-old. He's looking at it like it's his last contract. So what do? How much you willing to pay the veteran guy? He's a stabilizer in the locker room, a defensive presence.
And 11. Their last 5, including wins over Detroit, New Jersey, and these Philadelphia 76ers. Ashburn with the rebound. Foul handles the ball extremely well for a guy 6'8". Nice pass to set it up for McGlure.
You see the versatility of Mashburn. Gets the rebound, advances the ball the length of the floor, stops at the circle, and makes a feed pass to the post on a bounce pass right where it has to be to get a score for his big man.
So the Sixers up 11-7. Van Horn rebounded by Brown, and that pass was thrown off the mark. Iverson, yes. And Allen Iverson has been on fire. He's 4 for 4 from the field. Here's Mashburn. Yes, and the foul. Foul committed by Eric Snow. While Mashburn has had terrific success. Philly.
Of the 3 games this year, New Orleans won 2 out of the 3 games. They won a 1-pointer, they won a 5-pointer, and then they were blown out by 21 points. And that particular evening, Paul Silas said there wasn't very much we could do. It was just one of those nights where everything I tried. He said, I did try a lot of things, but nothing worked.
Van Horn.
You see Van Horn being very assertive tonight, being very aggressive, going to the basket along the baseline. He steps on the line.
Sixers up 5-3. We're early in the first. And as Mashburn
basketball teams after
disappointed, Kenny Thomas will sit down after picking up a second foul. Aaron McKee has checked in for the first time. Now Mashburn looking to post on McKee. And Horn with the save. McGlure. And back comes Iverson off to the hot start. Going right at Wesley. Wesley got a piece of the ball.
That time, hands ready for the pass. Allen Iverson got caught up in that dribbling routine there, missed his backcourt partner. By the way, they started all 82 games together this season.
Quick release by Wesley. Sixers want to run. Here comes McKee. Van Horn met by Brown.
P.J. Brown has always been a solid defensive player. He'll be a tough guard on Van Horn, particularly down the low post area.
Wesley. Brown tried to keep it alive, but he tipped it out of bounds. So just under 6 remaining. In this first quarter, the 76ers up 13-10, and Larry Brown takes a timeout. Allen Iverson opening up, hitting his first 4 shots. Also has 2 assists. We'll be back in a moment.
Right, he hits the opening jump shot, then shows he can back up and hit it from the top of the circle, and then his defense, the leader in steals in the NBA, Iverson with a steal, pump fake, and finish against the big man.
And the 76ers leading the league in steals, about 10 per game. They also force 17 turnovers a game, which is second in the league. It's a 13-10 lead for the Sixers. Both teams remain the same following the timeout. Noah Iverson at the guards. Coleman is up front with Van Horn and the key. Here's Iverson. Rebounded by Brown.
You saw on the jump shot, David Wesley immediately take off and run out. They have hurt the Sixers with that during the course of the regular season. Iverson's jumper, the defensive player takes off and goes down the court looking for a long outlet pass and easy layup.
And Derek Coleman with a good defensive play, getting the tie-up. The starting center with Todd McCulloch sidelined by that nerve disorder.
Picks up the position of McKee in the game guarding Mashburn right now, and that was because Mash hits that most difficult shot, but that's his at-did shot fading away from the baseline. It's because Kenny Thomas picked up 2 quick fouls, and interestingly, Thomas is struggling a little bit trying to make that adjustment to the small forward position. Remember, in college he was a center, and then basically a power forward in Houston.
Kenny Thomas undersized, about 6'7", 245 pounds. Iverson on the recovery. Shot clock to 1. Here's Snow. And another rebound for P.J. Brown. There's Baron Davis. Wesley for 3. And back comes Coleman. Iverson for 3.
Wait a minute. How do you leave that guy open, that wide open? Doesn't anybody realize who he is on the floor?
Both clubs now having difficulty getting shots to drop. Iverson. Yes, and the foul.
Well, that's the answer. The first time he was too wide open. There was nobody within 20 feet of him. This time, when he gets in the lane and he dodges and jukes and jigs and falls back away and his shirt's coming out and his pants are falling off, then he makes the shot.
So Allen Iverson is headed to the line. Foul by David Wesley. And Stacey Augmon getting set to check in. Here he comes. Stacey Augmon has had a degree of success in the past against Iverson.
Been a favorite of the coaching staff for New Orleans because he is very professional, student of the game, excellent defender, and gives him the flexibility of playing more than just one position on the floor.
Well, you cut me off. That's why. Without Jeff Van Gundy, who is teaming up with Dick Stockton. Jeff will be rejoining us in the second round of the playoffs. Altman twisting his way. But I know you mentioned that you're more comfortable like this with Jeff not here.
Well, I can actually put my research papers down on the table and actually go into reading by Jeff Davis.
Fred Buckner, Brian Skinner have come on for the 76ers.
You see what they're doing right away. They're trying to post Davis to get that next foul on. They didn't get him out of the game on the second foul. Very dangerous to still have him out on the floor.
Nice move by McKee for his first bucket, and the Sixers now lead 18-12.
They didn't get him out of the game. Watch this. Could have been a foul there. Could have been another foul if you lean on him too heavy. And then he swiped right at the end with the hand to try and get a piece of the ball. If he swipes there, if that catches his elbow or arm, that would have been foul number 3. You've got to get the player out immediately. If you decide that that's your philosophy, 2 fouls, he comes out in the first quarter. Some coaches have gone with guys and let them stay in, and the guys have played through it and not committed the third foul.
And it's been a very difficult injury-hit season for Baron Davis, slowed by a sprained right ankle, a sore left knee, back from arthroscopic knee surgery. Look out. Hornets wanted a foul, not called. Here's Tyrone Hill running the bench. It counts. And the foul. A beautiful lead pass by Iverson, who was able to push it ahead to Hill.
One thing Tyrone Hill can do is run the floor. This is a fast, big man. Iverson takes his time, slows up, and feels the presence of Hill. Probably a travel by Hill that time, but Allen Iverson knows they got 2 of those easy points that we said early in the game. They have got to find ways of scoring easy points against the physical New Orleans defense.
Assist number 4 for Iverson. Tyrone Hill in his second stint with the 76ers. He added an inside presence, signed as a free agent after he was waived by the Cavaliers.
See, Tyrone Hill started a number of games once he came over here and was reacquired by the 76ers, but that front line of Van Horn, Hill, and Coleman just too slow to match up with a lot of teams. They couldn't get the transition baskets that they needed. Plus, it was a tough guard for small forward spot.
Altman gets the friendly hop that ends an 8-0 run by the 76ers. They now lead at 21-14 as we come up on 2 minutes to go in the first. So Hill is up front, along with Skinner and Buckner. Iverson and McKee now in the backcourt. Iverson to the step back. Rebounded by Augman. And Hornets going with Kenny Anderson defending on Allen Iverson. There's Mashburn wide open. Iverson was on him, stepped away, and no one picked him up.
Well, what happened is Iverson shot the gap to the steal, anticipating the pass to Mashburn. He missed it. Then he ran back to his man, and nobody pushed on out to stay with Mashburn.
Mashburn hits the three. He now has 8. McKee, yes. 76ers lead at 23-17.
McKee could be the key to this series for the 76ers because they lack perimeter shooting as a whole. He's one guy that can make perimeter shots when he gets it going.
And as Mashburn makes his move, he was fouled, blocked by Buckner. Greg Buckner is a defensive specialist in his 4th season out of Clemson, a one-time member of the Dallas Mavericks, but he's Sixers lead by 5. Spectacular start for Allen Iverson. That pass intended for Iverson, deflected out by the Hornets.
A little bit of that Dallas elbow series right there where they play a 2-man game on one side of the floor and have the other 3 players on the opposite side. With Dallas, you see him play it with Nowitzki and Nash. That time it was Hill and Iverson.
Iverson. Pass. Hill gave it right back. Beautiful feed, and Hill is able to slam it down. Allen Iverson doing it in every category. 11 points, 6 assists.
He said, I'm coming to this series with a lot of energy. I'm so excited and having a chance of going back deep in the playoffs. Not only am I trying to score, but I want to get my teammates involved, get them good shots as well.
Mashburn working hard to get that cut off. Rebounded by Traylor. By Tractor Traylor, who has picked up his play in the second half of the season.
There's some concern when New Orleans traded away Campbell. When they gave away Campbell, they gave up a 7-footer that could rebound, block shots, and score. But Paul Silas said they needed Kenny Anderson much more than they needed Campbell the way Campbell was playing. And that guy there, Traylor, has brought them intensity and energy in place of Campbell.
Iverson, yes! 8 seconds remaining in the fourth quarter. 7 points. 76er lead. Here's Anderson putting moves on Iverson. Time running out. Traylor. The Sixers with a 27-20 lead after one of the story has been Allen Iverson.
Well, there he is finding a teammate, and he'll make sure that he finishes it, and it's not going to get blocked by dunking it, and then Iverson goes back into his other role, which is putting points on the board with the jump shot.
6 of 9 from the field, 13 points.
You see Davis back up, create space, and even over the outstretched arm of Van Horn, he still knocks it down.
To a check back in. Well, you can log on to the special NBA.com playoffs section throughout the postseason for news, features, and series breakdown. I know they can't get you away from the computer at home.
So time-consuming. It's only problem. Yeah.
So you're much more comfortable without Jeff Montgomery doing it, as you were telling me during the commercial break. That's terrible. There's Tractor Traylor. This This is a guy who looks like a different player. First of all, he has lost some weight, which is a factor.
And he's been given a lot of confidence by Paul Silas in the fact that he can be a contributor and that if he will make the sacrifices necessary, Silas will give him the minutes because there certainly was an opportunity with Elwin Campbell being traded. He's taking advantage of that opportunity.
Nice play by Wesley on the strip and then knocks down the three, so the Hornets now lead 33-29. And that sequence began when Wesley was able to take it away from Iverson. 13:01 by the Hornets. Here's Darren Coleman, the one-time Hornet. He draws the foul.
How he wanted to use him in his particular program, and it works for some players in one program, and it doesn't work in other programs. It doesn't mean one is right or one is wrong. It's a better fit in Philadelphia for Coleman than it was in New Orleans.
And for Derek, it is his second go-around with Philadelphia. The ankle problem last season. It's been an injury-hit career. Derek is back from these surgeries. Had a solid year. Here's Mashburn, and he's fouled by McGee. If you would stop calling him.
I'm annoying him at all.
And the foul is called as Wesley sends Iverson flying. That's 2 on Wesley.
When you guard Iverson, it takes a lot of work and concentration, and you see the physical play that time. David Wesley, probably one of the strongest guys on his team per pound. Anybody that plays against him will tell you how physical, how strong he is. That's why Paul Silas has no problem playing him against two guards.
There's Wesley with the rebound.
Did Jim Barron say something bad about it?
Yes. I said you're a very sensitive guy. It was not favorable. Nothing about your basket back in. Wesley is fouled. Sixers looking for a clean block. But the foul on Iverson, that's his first. Allen pleading his case with the official Bob Delaney.
We've been able to see already the physical contact that guards take when they penetrate the lane. Obviously, we know Allen Iverson is not afraid to go to the basket. We've seen Baron Davis and David Wesley go to the basket, receive the blows of the big bodies on the inside, and that takes its toll over the course of an 82-game schedule. Here comes Wesley. He sees the scene. Iverson questioned the foul call. That little shove in the back was probably what was called that time by the official.
Well, Iverson's point was that it was a very light touch.
Yeah, but if
Hard to tell from a replay.
If he loses control of the basketball, he's trying to take a shot attempt, but it does have an effect. And that's, the judgment of the official. It's not easy in that particular case.
Van Horn reversing himself. Here's Snow. And the Sixers maintain possession by 8 on the shot clock.
Forget how big that front line is when you're driving the ball to the basket. You've got McClure and P.J. Brown, both in that 6'11", 7-foot category that you got to get a shot over.
And you see the Hornet domination over the last 4 minutes of play. They lead by 6. There's our Mike Fratello, Cheryl Miller. There's Allen Iverson, who, as usual, is being played in very physical fashion.
Well, first he's playing defense, and he picks up a foul when he's at the defensive end of the floor. A little shove off right there. On a breakaway, he's pulled down from behind, and then moving without the ball, fouled once again, that time by David Wesley. So physical play versus Allen Iverson. He takes a beating and keeps coming back for more.
Iverson with the superb first quarter had 15 points, 6 assists, 6.5 remaining in the first half. Hornets up by 6. Shot clock is down to 6. Iverson, yes. That's his first field goal in the second quarter. So the Hornets now lead 36-32. And the Rollins back to the starting backcourt of Davis and Wesley away from the ball. Iverson and Wesley in a collision, and it looked like Iverson hurt himself as P.J. Brown is able to hit that jumper. Hornets have hit their last 6 shots. Iverson looking over at the bench saying he's all right. He's shaken up.
Wesley really basketball.
Iverson, yes. Allen Iverson now 8 for 11. The Sixers are within 4.
I really appreciate David West as you see how thick he really is. I mean, this is really a strong physical person.
The key off the steal. It's a 3-on-2. Van Horn able to recapture. And they have the new shot clock.
He probably gave the ball up a split second too soon. He could have held it just a second longer. It would have been easier to finish the play off.
McKee. And McKee facing the double team brings the Sixers within 2, and McKee has 6 points. Just under 5 minutes remaining in the first half. Game 1 of this best of 7 Eastern Conference quarterfinal series. B.J. Brown getting position. Looks like Derek Coleman got a piece. McLaur is tripped. And McLaur ends up on the...
This is an unusual play right here because when McLaur comes up with the ball, you see him pump fake, put it down, and after he goes up, the foul is called right there, landing on top of the player. You don't assume that that's going to be a foul, but it is a foul because the player on the ground had the basketball. If you land on top of him that way, it's a foul.
Hornets over the foul limit. Eric Snow will go to the line. Eric Snow has really picked up his scoring this season. And against New Orleans in the 3 games, averaged 11 points, 7 assists. As you see, shot 50% from the field. He's an 86% free throw shooter.
This guy has really worked at developing his game, areas that he knew he needed to improve in. One which was making open 17, 18-foot shots. He worked and worked and worked out. Has become a much better player because of all the hard work.
Larry Brown telling us that it's the best season Iverson and Snow have had as a combination, as a backcourt.
So it's easy to play all 82 games together. Starts there.
Brown. And last touch by McLaur.
See, it takes a special person like Eric Snow, his mentality to understand what it's like playing alongside of an Allen Iverson, because Iverson basically has a green light because he is such a great scorer. You have to give him that freedom. And sometimes there are shots he takes that you know he could get better shots, and Snow isn't able to put up with that. Handles it well.
Beautiful pass by Iverson, but Thomas was blocked. Here's Davis. Offensive foul. The basket will not count, and that's 3 on Baron Davis.
Davis putting his head down, the power and strength of the New Orleans guard, but there's nowhere to go here, and Snow very good at moving his feet, keeping his body in front of the ball handler. Foul number 3 for Davis. He'll go to the bench with 3:57 remaining in the second quarter.
Kenny Anderson will come on once again. Though Davis has played 15 minutes, he's attempted just 1 shot. He hit it, 3 assists. Very quiet first half. Iverson setting it up for Coleman. There's Wesley and all able to call the charge.
Sometimes you've got to understand, Mark, who you're playing up against, who the guy is. If you're playing Minnesota and Joe Smith is standing in front of you, you know he's going to take a charge. If it's Philadelphia and Eric Snow is around, the series.
Coming up on 3.5 remaining in this first half, the Hornets and the 76ers tied at 38. Here's Iverson. 8-0 run by the 76ers. Allen Iverson, 21 points plus 6 assists. Let's check in with Cheryl Miller. Cheryl?
Well, more about the last time out, Coach Silas is really encouraging his team to just settle down and execute. Stay solid. And as far as their tempo is concerned, we can run, but we have to be smart about it. Back to you guys.
All right, Ashburn not able to hit the 3. And the foul is called. P.J. Brown making contact with Allen Iverson. So the foul on Brown, and the Hornets are over the foul limit.
Well, Cheryl mentioned a very important point that Paul Silas just made to his team about settling down. You can see on 2 or 3 of the players face
Alexander. Allen Iverson has accounted for 15 of the Sixers' 16 field goals. That's because of the 6 assists, along with the 9 field goals for 23 points in all.
He probably has gone to Courtney Alexander, who was not initially in that 9-man rotation because he's looking to get some scoring with Baron Davis out of the game. Alexander, very athletic, can put points on the board.
Eric Coleman able to squeeze that rebound and hearing the applause. Here's Iverson running the floor, then kicked it back. He had no angle and
He was looking to kick it out. There was no one there.
And that is a kick ball, last touched by Monty Williams. There's Tyrone Hill checking back. Hill coming on for Thomas. 76ers now lead 42-38 with 2:28 remaining in this first half. Mashburn is up front now with McClure and Brown. Alexander and Augman in the backcourt. So we'll see Mashburn handle the ball quite a bit. There's Augman, stopped by Hill, and then a foul is called.
Some of the small stuff that Stacey Augman will do for you as a defensive player. He'll get after it. He'll force some turnovers and willing to get on the floor and get after loose ball situations. He's an energy guy. He's a glue type of guy for a basketball team.
Hornets are down by 2. 2 minutes remaining in the half. Alexander over Iverson. Skinner able to come away with it, and again Snow hits the deck, and this time a foul on Augman.
Augman got his foot underneath Snow's foot. Snow caught the ball, went down. That's the foul right there on Augman.
And Mashburn, played by Williams. He thought he was pushed, and now Iverson is fouled by Alexander.
These are unnecessary fouls. You're committing fouls in the backcourt, putting Philadelphia on the foul line. You do not want to do that. You want to be aggressive, but you want to be smart. You don't want to give any easy points away in these playoff games.
Courtney Alexander acquired from the first-round draft pick. He was actually brought in to match up against the numerous top-flight big guards in the Eastern Conference. Well, tomorrow on NBA TV, it's Game 2 of the Celtics and the Pacers. Boston coming away with Game 1 at Conseco Fieldhouse. Coverage starting at 8:30 p.m. And then on Wednesday, it's the Magic and the Pistons in a Game 2 matchup. That'll be NBA television at 8 o'clock Eastern Time.
4 teams thus far that were the lower seeds have wound up winning first-round games. Boston, Phoenix, Orlando, and the Lakers this afternoon.
Now 14-2 run by the 76ers.
You think this new format of 7 games in the first round will give an advantage to the lower seeded team?
No question. I heard Kenny Smith talking about it last night in the studio on a telethon here on the first half. Now you're pouting. That's terrible. Sixers up by 4, just under a minute remaining in this first half, and a foul is called.
Who can go behind the three-point line and make three-point shots, or can put it on the dribble, down on the floor rather, and take big centers off the dribble. And it gives you a different kind of look as a center.
Offensive foul. Dr. Crowley, you could see, was trying to set up to take the charge, but he was on the move when he's called for the foul.
Well, you've got to watch out, because if you let a guy like Traylor move into a defensive player on the move, and from that particular angle, couldn't tell if he was still or not. Looked like he had his feet down set to go, but his feet could be set, or he could move his shoulder into the guy.
There's another backcourt foul. Alexander,
you said the 6'9",
42. And some pressure to steal by Snow. Took it away from Augman. Here's Williams. Rejected. And Lynch with the rebound. Brown looking for a foul on the Hornets.
Another point guard on the floor right now. So after he made free throws, New Orleans had a tough time getting the ball in bounds, because that point guard mentality is not out there. It's Mashburn making those decisions.
Oh, what a move that was by Jamal Mashburn. 14 points for Mashburn.
You like that decision? Let me just take it to the basket and score it. That'll crown that.
76ers up by 5. Augman defending on Iverson. 4-second differential between the game clock and shot clock. Iverson Iverson pulls it back. Lynch with the save. Final seconds of a half. Alexander cannot get the shot off.
Auburn did a very, very good defensive job that time. He wouldn't let Iverson elevate to the three, and then when Iverson started to dribble, penetrate, and backed off, Auburn was there to challenge the shot.
A magnificent first half for Allen Iverson. 25 points, 9 of 13 from the field, 6 assists. Jamal Mashburn leading the Hornets.
And he says, you can't stay in front of me, and he gets his rhythm, and he shoots a lot better off the dribble.
Yes, the show has begun. Game 1 of this best-of-7 series between the Hornets and the 76ers. Sixers have a 49-44 lead.
One-shot attempt coming from that left side of the basket. So Iverson 9 for 13 from the floor right now for 25 points.
Plus 6 assists. Here's a look at our Jeep game summary. Sixers with a 51-46 lead. Mashburn again. What a turnaround for Jamal Mashburn, making it back from a nightmare season. He missed 42 games in the regular season a year ago with a stomach injury, a sprained abdominal muscle, which led to vertigo. And he's come back with his best season in his 10-year NBA career. That's the first bucket for Kenny Thomas.
Paul Silas mentioned that he is on medication, and the medication obviously has worked for him during this most successful season. All 82 games for the first time in his 10-year career.
Mashburn again. Jamal has averaged 21.5 per game, made the All-Star team for the first time back in February, had a franchise record 50-point performance in a game against Memphis, including the game winner in overtime. Here's Iverson. Yes, able to lean back to find the room. 76ers lead by 5. 27 for Iverson. And then they outscored New Orleans 17-6 to end the half. Here's Iverson feeling the physical play again and still able to hit and draws the foul.
Mark, see, that basket comes as a result of the quick shot from Baron Davis. Baron Davis came down, launched a three-point attempt that was no good. Then you see Iverson take the contact, the toughness to fight through it, still elevate, concentrate, and finish the play.
Foul committed by Brown. That's his third, 3 apiece on Brown, McGlure, Davis, and Wesley.
See, that's what Cheryl was talking about when she mentioned what Paul Silas said coming out at halftime. He wants you to stay within the offense longer, execute better. You can get a quick hurry shot at any time.
McGlure set up by Wesley and fouled.
Looking youngster. He is a restricted free agent at the end of this year. So New Orleans has the right to exercise that option and keep him for one more year. But he's their big man of the future.
Iverson with a rainbow. Thomas with the rebound. And the bucket.
See, that's what Thomas is so comfortable because he's played in the lane close to the basket throughout his collegiate career and his early years in the NBA with Houston. Coming here, Larry Brown is hoping to move him more to the small forward position, but he's very, very comfortable in the lane around the basket.
Here's Davis for 3. Coleman with the rebound, able to work his way against Brown and McGlure. Coleman directing traffic, able to find Van Horn, who lost the grip on the ball.
Horn had a small guard on his back. He's got to go up stronger than that and protect that basketball so Davis can't swipe it away. It's just too much of a loss to expect the team to go that much further.
And an offensive foul is called. It is on Wesley, and a technical foul was called. Number 4 on Wesley, discussing that call with official, Bob Delaney, and David Wesley immediately hit with a technical, so Eric Snow will go to the foul line. The Hornets, a franchise that has never made it past the second round of the playoffs. The 14-year run in Charlotte ended last year in negative fashion, attendance dropping to all-time bitterness between the fans and ownership. So here they are in New Orleans. And in the first round of the playoffs, trailing the Sixers here in Game 1 by 10.
Well, you have to give Bob Bass a little bit of credit, who is here in attendance tonight as Baron Davis watches it, hits it. But Bob Bass has done an excellent job of maintaining good enough players to keep this program afloat. They never dropped off the edge of the table. Remember some of the players that have gone through this program, from Iverson foul going down the lane.
And how about Paul Silas? When you consider what he has dealt with, the death of Bobby Phills, a couple of years of friction with Derek Coleman, 3 huge trades, last year's injuries, and the move from Charlotte to New Orleans.
You tend to forget that Paul Silas became the head coach when Dave Cowens decided he was going to walk away from the team halfway during the season. So in 4.5 seasons that he's had the team, he has 208 regular season wins, which is the most in the history of the franchise for a head coach.
Paul Silas named April's NBA Coach of the Month for the Eastern Conference. Hornets winning 6 of 8. They won their last 5 of the regular season. Northman, who just came on for Wesley, forcing and hits.
Most difficult shot that time for Stacey Augman. Many of Augman's shots come with his back to the basket, where he turns into the defensive player and tries to shoot over the top of, making them difficult shots.
76ers by 7. Baron Davis is well under 100% in terms of his health, slowed by a sprained right ankle, a sore left knee. Missed 32 games in all with knee and back problems. In foul trouble tonight. Thomas with the rebound. Iverson setting it up on Ortman. Snow, yes, another assist for Allen Iverson.
And there's Snow hitting that jumper that we talked about earlier that he's worked so hard on trying to perfect.
Eric Snow leads the Bucks and the Nets, followed by Game 2 between the Lakers and the Timberwolves. Lakers taking Game 1 in Minneapolis, 117-98. That was earlier today. Here's Snow with a nice move. Kobe Bryant led the Lakers with 39. Shaq had 32. Kevin Garnett with 23 points. Sixers up by 8. Ashburn just fell down. Here's McClure. Fouled by Hill.
You bring up a good point, Marv. The floor down.
And he has brought the Hornets within 6, 3.5. Remaining in the third. Marv Albert with Bizarre, Mike Fratello, Darryl Miller. We're at the First Union Center in Philadelphia. Game 1 of the best of 7. Monty Williams with it. He just checked back in. Shot clock to 1. Iverson got it away. Back in Philadelphia, as we were talking about this just moments ago, Keith Van Horn thought that he was fouled and did not get the call right here, and then had a conversation with the official, Dick Bavetta.
Excuse me. How did he not hit my hand? Excuse me. We talk over here, not in the middle of the court. Under control. The ball goes up in the air. The bottom line is I am not sure. I probably missed the call. That's all I can tell you. I'm not into the ball going up and down. I missed the call.
I'll tell you what, we're going to come right back soon.
Okay? That's my bad on that.
So I know I speak for the entire staff when I say this. You can learn from that. You can own up to your mistakes.
Dick Bavetta just did a great job of diffusing the anger. the venom that Keith Van Horn had. What he did is he said to him, you know what, Keith, you're right. I missed the call. I made a mistake. Mike Woodson, the assistant coach, jumped in and said, okay, we're coming right back to him again next time, hoping that veteran would blow the whistle next time down. There's Mike Woodson. Okay, the smart assistant trying to jump in and help out. But see what Dick Pavetta did? See, something you could learn from. He made an angry person calm once again.
You know, I don't think he missed the call.
I don't think so. But he knows he didn't miss the call.
I thought Van Horn lost the grip.
He did. He's lost the grip a few times.
Sixers up by 4 points. Iverson got off here in the third quarter. He played by Davis. Iverson being guarded again by Augman. Iverson has missed his last 5 shots. 64 advantage. Shot clock is down to 5. Williams lost it. Here's Davis off the spin. Davis goes all the way. And that looked like vintage. Baron Davis.
Baron Davis hurt his knee that time. He came down, see him tweak that knee, and what they're saying to him is that this could be scar tissue that has been healing and that he's feeling the effects of. You see him reaching down, grabbing it.
And as it turned out, that's the best move he's made all night. 1 minute left in the third quarter. Buckner with a rare shot, rebounded by Traylor.
I would say that Silas may have to think about getting Davis out of the game if he's limping this badly. If it's affecting him as much as it seems to be affecting him right now. We've got the quarter ending soon, so I'm sure they'll talk.
9 of 11 at the line. It's a 10-1 run by the Hornets. Oh, Allen Iverson from downtown, and the Sixers lead 70-68.
See, what Iverson did is he hurried up and took that shot because the defender cheated towards the screen. Iverson figured we can get a 2-for-1 out of this situation. So he launched the three-pointer right away, which will give them that basket and one more opportunity coming right now.
Offensive foul. As checked in, Eric Snow is back.
A Larry Brown trademark to end the quarter. He likes to sneak in either a smaller guy and try and take advantage of a mismatch. If the other coach isn't paying attention, all of a sudden he'll take advantage of that mismatch.
3-second differential before the game clock and shot clock. Here's Snow with a nice move. The tip was missed. Monty Williams had an opportunity. Final seconds of the third. Lynch hit. And Snow just fires it down. After 3, the Sixers with a 70-68 lead on the Hornets. Allen Iverson, 35 points, along with 7 assists. Jamal Mashburn leading the way for the Hornets in Philadelphia, followed by 2 games in New Orleans. We'll be back here Wednesday night, 7 o'clock start Eastern Time on TNT. Then Saturday night it's on to New Orleans. Aaron McKee, Eric Snow, Allen Iverson, and a 3-guard set for Larry Brown, and Iverson gets it going. So Allen Iverson now has 37.
Stacey Augman went over the top. We see Philly try and trap the ball after the made basket. They catch New Orleans by surprise and force Mashburn.
Initially came over to the bench and he was hurting to the outside of his knee. They quickly started icing it down. That's when Davis called over to his physical therapist, D'Artagnan Stamps, to really start working on it, massaging it to loosen it up. And that's the main concern, is that left knee may tighten up in the fourth.
All right, thanks, Cheryl. Baron Davis has had his foul. The foul is 4th. It's a 3-point play, and the Hornets are within 1.
Credit David Wesley for making a great bailout pass. He had jumped in the air anticipating one thing, had nowhere to go, was going to come down for a travel, and at the last second dropped it off.
And pass from Van Horn. And you see Baron Davis giving it a go, despite the fact that he is affected. You can see the gait of Davis. He is hobbling, trying to hang in. Davis and Wesley in the backcourt. Nice pass from Wesley. Traylor kept it alive. Wesley trying to set it up for Lee. Puts the ball in the up. 76ers, 72. The Hornets, 71. Iverson being played now by Augman. Iverson, yes. 39 points for Allen
couple of screens, and Iverson keeps skating to the baseline for the open jump shot. This might be a good time to lock behind him and trail him and force him to curl off that screen.
And the offensive foul is called on the Hornets. Jamal Mashburn has just checked back in. David Wesley will sit down following a discussion with Dick Pavetta. Here's Iverson. It's picked off by Davis. You can see cannot move. Leading Lynch. But what a look by Baron Davis.
Davis realizes that he can only do certain things to help this team right now. One of them is not be real creative in dribble penetration, but he certainly could advance the ball with a pitch-ahead pass by keeping his head up.
Sixers lead by 1. And Horn stripped. Look out, Altman.
Paul Silas do when he went down the bench there. Dick was trying to calm down David Wesley. Basically, Dick Pavetta spoke through Paul Silas, saying that he's heard enough talk. He doesn't want to hear anything else come out of David Wesley's mouth. Technical now could be critical in the game, so he kind of spoke to the head coach saying, let your guy know I've heard enough, and that's what Paul Silas did.
Ashburn forcing with his shot clock running down. Here comes Iverson.
I would say the only problem for New Orleans right now with Baron Davis struggling the way he is and Wesley on the bench, where are they going to get points besides Mashburn?
And Horn going at Lynch. Comes back to Van Horn. And he's tied up by Lynch.
Back again, take advantage of his ability to make jump shots from the outside.
Philadelphia with a 1-point lead. Iverson with a catch and make it 41 points. And Allen Iverson, who has scored 40-plus 8 times in postseason play prior to tonight. And Philadelphia has won 7 of those 8 games. Foul is called.
Players and force Philadelphia to make some decisions on the inside how they want to play people.
Once again, Mashburn working on McKee. What a shot by Jamal Mashburn.
That's one of those shots that, as I said early in the game, he is a guy that when he starts feeling it, gets on a roll, he makes very, very difficult shots. Kind of like Tracy McGrady does.
McKee over to Willett. So the Sixers now lead 78-75. And Philadelphia would love to get some scoring from other players because it has been strictly Allen Iverson. Iverson with a steal, and
Here's Davis. He picked up his dribble, tried to float the entry pass, and Iverson, very aggressive, great anticipation. You see the lob, half slips out of his hand. Davis probably was trying to pull that back because perhaps he felt Thomas was intercepted. Allen Iverson concentrating on the ball. You see his eyes right on it, and then the great ability to leap, get a piece of it, and come up with it.
And congratulations to Shaquille O'Neal and his wife Shawnee. They had a baby boy early yesterday. It's their third child, and Shaq with 32 points this afternoon as the Lakers knocked off the Timberwolves.
You see Shaq married someone, so therefore they would have the same initials. Then they could use the same bath towels.
That's good.
Any jewelry that has initials on it, yes, they could just share. Very like that.
Very pragmatic. 76ers lead it, 78-75. Iverson putting moves on Davis. Iverson had nowhere to go. Hill saved it. Shot clock down to 3. Here's Snow. Rebounded by Altman.
There were about 4 bailout passes on that one series from the 76ers. The fact that they got a shot off was incredible.
Harold Hill off the turnover. Snow hits the...
See if it is Baron Davis that was at fault as he crosses over. Well, he may have started to lose his footing as he was going down on the crossover anyhow. Baron
to the side. Hornets do not want to pick up a technical foul. Now David Wesley, who was upset about a call earlier and has 5 fouls, has checked back in. 5 apiece on Wesley and Davis. Iverson. Yes. Stacey Altman not able to get outside to to here Wednesday night. And we'll have it for you on TNT starting 7 o'clock Eastern Time. And then the scene will shift to the Big Easy. Nice play. Beautifully done. Make it 45 points for Iverson.
That's just offensive execution. Nice cut that time by Allen Iverson. A slice cut going from right to left. The late pass. Nobody there to help for New Orleans on defense.
Ashburn being played tightly by Hill. Here's Lynch from downtown. George Lynch hits a three.
Huge basket that time for New Orleans by George Lynch to get them right back in the game. So suddenly, from a 7-point deficit, they're right back at 4.
Iverson giving away about 8 inches on Stacey Augmon. And again, Iverson sets himself up for the shot with a spin. Oh, what a play by Buckner, but Davis and Wesley. 5 on Coleman, 5 on Snow. Thomas with 4.
Almost that free-arm push-off. Iverson doing a pretty good action job. Remember, Davis is much bigger, much stronger, weighs more than Allen Iverson does.
Here's Altman. Brown with the tip. Nice play by P.J. Brown.
Two big plays by two guys that you wouldn't expect that particular time. Lynch with the three-pointer, P.J. Brown tipping in the opportunity to bring this game back to 2 points.
Iverson with a head fake. Can't find the shot. Here's McKee getting the step. 76ers 86 for Hornets 82.
That's too easily seen. Iverson lay it up on a reverse layup, and that time we see McKee go down the lane and lay it up. Somebody's got to protect the front of the basket for New Orleans. You've got P.J. Brown in there. You've got Augmon around the basket.
A battle between Brown and Hill. Lynch. George Lynch, who hit a three a moment ago, able to hit that baseline jumper. Lynch off the bench for 9, and the Hornets within 2 points once again. We're just under 4 remaining in the fourth as Iverson is tripped by Augmon.
Davis Wesley 33 assists, 12 for Snow and Iverson, 8 for Wesley. But when you look at the personal fouls, Iverson with 3 from downtown. 3 of the 4 starting guards all have 5 fouls right now in this game. The only one that's not close is Allen Iverson. He only has 1 personal foul, but he does have a bunch of points.
48 points for Iverson. Shot clock to 5. Mashburn. And McKee able to get to the rebound. Allen Iverson's career high in postseason play. 54 against Toronto, May of 2001. Iverson, what a move! Yes! Another 3 for Iverson! 51 points for Iverson, and the Sixers lead 92-84.
Allen Iverson, a little bit of a push-off, then the step back, and here's the next three-pointer, which now makes him the leader in scoring in first-round games in the playoffs. Allen Iverson, after he passes it, watch it. He fakes going right, jam, change direction, and a reverse layup. The Lamiso, fancy footwork play by Allen Iverson.
And we have seen some prolific performances in the game 1 of the playoffs.
Well, Allen Iverson just moved to the top of that list with 51 points. Dirk Nowitzki had 46 points. Luke Brady with 43 this afternoon. Pierce going 21 for 21 from the foul line, goes for 40. And Kobe Bryant probably backed off a little bit and only getting 39 this afternoon.
Allen Iverson with 20 of the Sixers' last 26 points. He's hit the 50-point mark in postseason for the third time in his career. His playoff high is 54. His career high, 58. 2 minutes, 40 seconds remaining in the fourth. Mashburn tried the 3, and Van Horn able to scoop it up. That's 10 rebounds. But Van Horn has done a nice job off the boards, although he has not shot well. Sixers in possession. They lead by 8. Iverson trying to lose Augment, and he's called for the offensive foul.
And that's Allen Iverson moving without the basketball because Augment is trying to be a glove on him and deny him the ball. Iverson tries to back cut, runs over the top of Stacey Augment.
Only the second foul on Iverson. Iverson with 16 points here in the fourth quarter. He's hit 7 of his 8 shots. A remarkable performance by Iverson.
5 out of the 46 minutes in the game thus far. Larry Brown knows when he's got it going, you got to leave him on the floor.
Well, we'll have a couple days of rest before.
Well, he's the leader in minutes in the NBA, so this is nothing new. You got to play your best guys, and they play the most minutes.
Iverson does average 43 minutes. Iverson thought he was fouled. Hobbling Baron Davis hanging in. Paul Silas staying with Davis. Here's Brown. P.J. Brown. 9 points for Brown, and the Hornets cut it to 4 with a minute and 40 remaining on the fourth. Iverson wide open coming off the screen. Yes. 53 points for Iverson. The Sixers 94. And the Hornets 88.
Well, you know what's incredible is that New Orleans is hanging around this game with Iverson having this kind of a game, 53-point contest.
And Davis way off on that three-point attempt. Last touch, though, by the 76ers.
It looked like P.J. Brown
In the fourth quarter. And the Hornets are down to 1 timeout remaining. They have a 20. Iverson with 18 points on 8 of 10 shooting in the fourth quarter on his way to 53 points. We mentioned his postseason high, 54 against Toronto. Remember the duel 2 years ago between Vince Carter and Allen Iverson for the 76ers. This on their way to making it to the NBA Finals against the Los Angeles Lakers. So Iverson is just 1 point away from his postseason high. His regular season high had a 58-point game against the Houston Rockets in January of last season.
Wasn't that the game where Vince Carter was criticized by some people for attending his graduation and making it back to the game? And then he had the last shot from the left-hand corner to try and win that game for Toronto. That was a great series.
All right, 9 on the shot clock. A minute 19 remaining. In the fourth, 76ers lead by 6. Coleman knocked it away, and last touch by Brown. A terrific play by Derek Coleman.
Yeah, because he didn't concede the inbound pass. Derek Coleman went after it, he challenged it, he pressured it, and he forced the turnover. And that's a backbreaker right there. You come out of a timeout, you got to place it up to try and get a score, and then you turn the ball over without getting a shot at the basket.
Now the Sixers do not have to be in any hurry here. Using clock, got a 10 on the shot clock. Down to 5. Here's Snow, he's rejected. Mashburn putting the move on the key. Will it count? It would have. Sixers 94 and the Hornets 90. And again, the Sixers do not have to be in any hurry to take the shot. Both teams are over the foul limit. Down to 40 seconds. Iverson with the step. There's Iverson. Yes! And that's a playoff career high. 55 points for Iverson. Sixers lead 96-90 with a half minute remaining on the fourth. Mashburn lost it. Down to 20 seconds remaining in the fourth quarter. And they foul Snow.
They had a foul. There's only a 1 second differential between the game clock and the shot clock. Critical turnovers at critical times in the game. That's been the difference in this game between New Orleans and the Sixers. Plus that guy right there. You'd have to say he's the difference. Say, Marvin, a guy is 21 for 32 from the floor, has 55 points. You go in the locker room and say, you know what? Next game, let's just do the same thing, guys. With another performance. Nobody rotates across. Too late. Iverson lays it up high because he sees P.J. Brown coming over to try and block it.
into a classic performance by Allen Iverson.
Mark, we saw as Iverson walked off the floor, Tyrone Hill came out, they jumped in the air, gave a little chest bump together. Remember, it was Iverson and Snow that made a series of phone calls to Tyrone Hill when he was a free agent. Here he comes off the floor, Hill greets him. Hill could have gone to a couple other teams that would have paid him a lot more money. They had the room to do it, the space to do it. Iverson and Snow kept calling him and calling him, saying, you belong back here. Tyrone Hill loves the playoff atmosphere. He wanted to be part of a winning team. He made the decision to come here for much less money.
And what's so impressive about Allen Iverson is the fact that it was not one of those games where he's just chucking up bad shots. He was 21 of 32. He was very selective. 8 assists. He was looking for teammates. Need a quick shot. Here it is, Mashburn. Coleman with the rebound with final seconds. The Philadelphia 76ers take game 1 of this best of 7. The Sixers 98 and the Hornets 90. Allen Iverson with a playoff career high 55 points. 21 for 32. 20 of his 55 coming in the fourth quarter where he hit 9 of 11. And Allen also had 8 assists, 4 rebounds, and 2 steals. Incidentally, 55 points is the 6th best ever in playoff history. Michael Jordan's 63 is the most ever scored in a playoff game, and Iverson with 55 is in the number 6 spot. Let's go to Cheryl with Allen Iverson.
Allen, before the game, I said that this is going to be a very physical series. I asked you if you were fresh. You said mentally yes, physically no. But 55 points later, it looked like you had your legs tonight.
I just had a rhythm. I caught a nice rhythm. You know, the basket, you know, looked like an ocean. You know, my teammates did a great job of giving me the ball in spots that I needed them. And fortunately, I was able to hit some shots. But it was a team effort.
Well, it was just a week ago when they came in here and won in Philly, and they held you relatively low. What was different tonight?
I just caught a rhythm. You know, Jamal could have caught a rhythm, you know, but fortunately tonight, you know, I caught the rhythm, and I was just feeling good tonight. Everything was working for me from the outside and the inside, and we just, you know, played good all-around defense and tried to make Jamal take tough shots. And at the end, we kind of, you know, felt like we just wore him down a little bit and made him take tough shots. But he's just a great player. You can't take anything away from him.
Congratulations for game 1.
All right, thanks a lot.
Let's send it back to you, Marv.
All right, thanks, Cheryl. 55-point performance for Allen Iverson. One of the great games in the history of the NBA playoffs.
I think the key, as you said, was that there was not a lot of stuff that was forced. It all came within the offense. They were high percentage shots. I think Larry Brown was very comfortable with his entire game.
So again, the final score, the 76ers 98, the Hornets 90. Coming up next, Inside the NBA, presented by Hyundai, with Ernie Johnson, Kenny Smith, and Charles Barkley. Stay tuned for more post-game